I'm not super keen to follow that. Got me a bit teary, gonna be honest. A lot. Great. Just gonna do this and I'm gonna walk around. I use my hands and I walk, so that's what's gonna happen. Oh, my time started. Hey, I'm Jacqui. I'm a graphic designer and I'm gonna talk to you about how God helps me be a better designer. So let's start with a quiz. Who knows more about animals? Is it A, Dr. Chris Brown, the Bondi vet dude, B, David Attenborough, or C, God? Who knows more about cooking? Is it A, Jamie Oliver, B, Nigella Lawson, or C, God? Who knows more about memes? Is it A, Will Smith, B, Stephen Steele, or C, still God? So, we ask God for help in life with the Christian stuff, or in life decisions, or when we or someone we know is hurting. But we often stop there. I think we, or at least me, sometimes forget that God is actually all-knowing, and not just all-knowing about me and what I'm doing, but all-knowing about the whole universe and the world and how it works. We forget that He is wise and He is powerful and that we have that power in us. So why aren't we partnering with God in everything? Not just when we're purposely evangelizing or in specific ministry or to love others, however important that is, but in our work or in our relationships or when we study. To succeed in worldly things. Take Joseph. We all know Joseph. He's the dude in the Bible that had the Technicolor dream coat and all his brothers got annoyed at him. And they sent him off and they sold him as a slave to Egypt. But the Bible says, the Lord was with Joseph, so he had prospered. When his master, so the dude that he was made a slave for, saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes. That's Genesis 39, 2-4. We are then gone on to be told that Joseph gets put in charge of everything that his master owns, and as a result, God blessed his master because of Joseph. Joseph was then later framed and put into prison where God was still with him, and he rose the ranks in prison to become one of the top people in there. Then, after interpreting a few dreams, he was made second in command in the entirety of Egypt, second only to the Pharaoh. Joseph brought wisdom and prosperity to Egypt and his family, and he pretty much saved that whole nation from famine. But we put God in a box. We forget that He created and knows this whole world and its systems greater than the greatest of experts. He knows business, He knows teaching, He knows health and finance, He knows beauty and sales and art, He knows everything. Bringing favour, though, to ungodly places, like Joseph did, can sometimes seem counterproductive. But it speaks to people where they care. The world wants success, and if we unashamedly point to God as the reason for any and all of our success, then we make God look appealing, no matter where they are at spiritually. Joseph always credited his success to God. Whenever he interpreted a dream, he's like, that was all God, that was nothing of me. People could see that God was with Joseph, and they wanted that for themselves. So what can we learn? God created this planet. He knows it inside and out, from our bodies and our minds to animals and to ecosystems. He knows how we learn and how we grow, to buildings and to societies, to poverty and to wealth. We have the one who knows all on our side, ready to show the world His glory through us. But we put Him in a box. When we only let God have a say in our lives in the spiritual matters or in the occasional life decision or when we're really struggling, we miss out on a huge blessing and the world misses out on a huge testimony. We must let God's wisdom and His power permeate every single area of our lives. Not because we demand success or that success should even be the goal, but because when we let God into every part of our life, it shines to others. Whether the result is worldly success or worldly failure, covered in sincere faith and joy and perseverance and peace. And I'm definitely not saying that we should strive to be the best at everything, to be a better designer all the time. But for the sake and not trying to be the best for the sake of being the best, but we should consciously do life with the creator of the universe, and he does know what is best. Whether we seek God's wisdom in our time at church, or in reading his word, or in loving others, or while we're cooking dinner, or writing an essay, or helping a customer, or a patient, or a student. All of life is already linked to God. Our breath, our steps, our time, our purpose, and our entire life. But do you see it that way every day? Whether you currently involve God in a lot in your life or not much at all, I want to challenge you and I want to challenge me to lift the standard even higher. Not to over-spiritualize life, but to do all of life with God and his Spirit the way it was intended. I want to read to you 1 Corinthians 10:31, and it says, "So whatever you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." That's all.